Ladies and gentlemen, from the Inland Blue Studio, this is the Nerdlife Crisis podcast with your hosts, Steve Hale, blah, Christelle, blah, and Ron Newton, double blah.
All right. No, I don't want to do it. You do it.
All right, everybody, and welcome back to the Nerdlife Crisis podcast. Here with your host today,
Chris there.
Steve Hale.
and I'm Ron Miltz. All right, well, we promised you wonderful things.
It's very wonderful.
A black heart is perfectly regal. All right, we promised you wonderful things coming back. We tried to get together last week, but it didn't work out. But guys, we're gonna have more than one episode in a month. It's a shock.
Yeah,
That's a
it's
shock,
crazy.
I say.
It's, progress.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was going to watch the World Series tonight, but I hate the Dodgers so much that I just avoided it. So
I've been kind of sitting out Halloween this season,
Which
so
seems
I've got
weird to me.
time.
That's really weird. At
No, man,
first it
I've
was
been-
Comic-Con, then Halloween.
I've just been so goddamn busy. It's like, it's the end of October. Excuse me, what?
Yeah, right?
Like, what the fuck happened to this year, dude?
Right.
I mean, it just went boom and it's gone.
Yep.
You know, I mean, it was just the beginning of summer and we were doing our whitewater rafting trip. It's
It
like,
just seems like it, right?
what happened?
And
It was a
it's,
couple weeks ago.
it's funny because the wife was like, we've been planning my son. My son is my son yet again. So we've been planning for a year. Like we've got all the fabric bought, things purchased. Like we are gonna go as the Malfoys. That's been our plan. So
Okay.
my son just got done reading the second Harry Potter book, Chamber of Secrets. And so we're like, buddy, for Halloween, we're going to go as a family. We're going to go as the Malfoys, and you get to be Draco. And my son goes, I don't want to be Draco. And we're like, no, but it'll be fun. Mommy and Daddy are going to be dressed up with you, and we'll all be a family. And he goes, Dad, I want to go as Harry Potter. And I'm all, you don't have to be the hero all the time. Sometimes it's fun to be the villain. He goes, yeah, Draco doesn't score points, Daddy. Harry Potter scores points. and I'm all points. And he goes, in Quidditch, Dad.
Quidditch,
Harry
yeah,
Potter.
Points Gryffindor.
He
dude.
goes, I want to be Harry Potter. Like, I need to score points. And I'm like, fucking kids, man. So, So instead of being the Draco family, now Elaine and I will not be dressing up. And Ronald Andrew's going to dress up as Harry Potter.
Yeah, you know, I had these grand plans, like we're gonna make cool costumes and shit. And then the kid goes, I want to be a box of cereal.
Shut up.
Like you want to, like I just want to put the box
Is
on
that
my.
real?
Yeah, I just want to put the box on my head. You're like, you know, like they're like, I want to be Captain America. I said, fuck, you've already done that. I want to be Spider-Man. Fucking your brother did that one.
The first request was, I go, what do you want to be for Halloween this year, buddy? And he said, Lightning McQueen again, Dad. And I go, well, we already
Right.
threw that costume away, dude. Like, we're not doing that 2 years in a row.
I took him to Spirit.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Wow.
I did.
There is somewhere on a podcast with you shitting on
Yeah,
Spirit
fucking
costumes.
A, man.
Dude.
Yeah, dude.
I don't even know you anymore.
I know, dude. Right? I was just like, well, and then, you know, the other thing, too, is like, I have connections to get children's Star
Right.
Wars costumes, but let me fucking tell you, dude, when all is said and done, that costume will be hundreds of dollars.
Right.
Right? And I promise you, my kids aren't going to fucking wear it more than 10 minutes, dude. We just took them to Disneyland Monday for their 5th birthday, right? Man, we've been saving for this trip for 5 years. We've told people, like, if you get them a gift for their birthday or Christmas, don't get them a fucking toy. They have enough toys. We have that covered. $25 gift card to Disneyland or something like that. So we've had people do that. We've gone ahead and thrown in, $25, $50 here over the course of 5 years. And even had their ears made beforehand,
nice, dude.
right? Didn't even have to screw with it at the park. I had a friend of mine who has a season pass get them made. We got there. One of them wanted nothing to do with those fucking ears, dude.
Let me guess. Vincent.
You got it. You got it. My
Victor's probably
guy.
like, these
Victor
are great.
was like, yeah, I'll wear them, sure.
These are great.
All right, you want to take some pictures? Cool, right? Vincent wasn't fucking having it. And the whole time you're like, well, that's $20 wasted. Right? And then you're like, I'm spending hundreds of dollars at the fucking gate just to get in this fucking place. And like,
That hurts.
you know what he wants, man? Just a lightsaber. I go to fucking any Toys R Us
And get a lightsaber?
and get a lightsaber
Right.
for $15, dude. Not the $30 one that they sell in the park.
No.
Holy shit, dude. So I'm like, why do I want to go ahead and build a Boba Fett costume that I'm building myself for a child Who fucking is not gonna? We're gonna get there. You watch. Halloween night, trick or treating.
We'll go out for 10 minutes.
They ain't gonna be wearing their helmets or their masks or any of that shit.
Nope.
No, it's too hot. It's too dark.
One of them's a Jawa. They're gonna be like, "What are you, a monk?" He's a monk. Hey, look at his little brown robe.
You should get him the board, like from Monty Python. You'd be like, Deus Nocte. Wham!
Right. So yeah, man. I just, they're just kind of being pains in the ass. I said, you know what? Just go to Spirit. There you go. Pick something out.
So wait. So how was Disneyland? Did the boys enjoy Star Tours? How's that? First off?
Well, yeah. I mean, like Vincent, all about Star Wars. So yeah, man, he loved Star Tours. We went next door to the theater where they had the movie Path of the Jedi, and all that is just cut little clips from all 7 movies. But it gives us a good half hour off our feet.
Yeah, in air conditioning, no less.
Beautiful air conditioning.
Oh shit, dude! You went this week?
We went Monday.
Yes.
When it was
you mean the hottest day?
100 degrees, man.
Literally 103 degrees. In LA on Monday.
We get to Orange County, and it's like 96 degrees.
Ah, Jesus Christ.
Okay, it's like 9 o'clock in the morning. It's 96 degrees. We get there now. It's been a few years since I've been there. So I didn't know they moved the security bag check to the tram area. And this couple in front of me with their kid, they're making them unload their backpack. And this guy, man, is getting tuned up about this shit. He doesn't want them in the bag. They're messing his whole thing up. And his wife is yelling at his ass. They're doing this for our safety. And the whole time I'm thinking to myself, like, why are you being so weird about this?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and you're not even in the park yet.
Let me get my kids and take about 10 steps back. Here, so, I don't know what you have in that bag. You don't want them, unless you forgot your dildo.
I have a visual of this guy in my mind. Could you describe what this gentleman looks like to me?
He was wearing a polo shirt.
I gotta admit, he definitely looked like he was probably ex-military.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, white male. Mm-hmm. He had some tattoos that looked like they could have been some military tattoos.
And he was stressing about them going through his bag.
Like I said, man, maybe they forgot the dildo.
Oh, dude.
Because if you're on vacation, you're like, you bring the special pillow. Or you bring the dildo, and the dildo gets left in the bag, and all of a sudden they're like, "Why do you have the black mamba at fucking Disneyland?"
Yeah, that's my son's lightsaber.
We'll be making tortillas later.
So not only was I like, "Why are you getting all tuned up about this?" But at the same time, I'm like, "Dude, it is 9 o'clock in the morning.
Just shut up so we can get inside."
It is 100 degrees out. We are gonna spend a lot of fucking money. Our kids are gonna drive us fucking crazy. And you're already in a bad mood.
Yeah. It's going to be a long day.
It's going to be a long day, partner.
Seriously, dude, you just triggered something. Like, I totally forgot about this, but I went on a date with a girl, and she was a CHP officer. Uh-huh. And this was years and years ago. And we get to Disneyland, and I took her to Disneyland. It was the old first date. Like, when Disneyland was super cheap to go to. Yeah. Not super cheap, but I would do a date to Disneyland and take the girl. And the baller move would be like you'd buy the the super cheap annual passport for her and be like, we can go again, which totally worked. And they're like, oh my God, that's so sweet. Da da da. Like, yes, I totally got it.
Yeah, I didn't go that far.
Fuck that.
Oh, dude, man. I totally got it.
But I would be like,
it was $97 at the time.
If I took them the fucking green burrito and got them the Big Ed, I was getting laid.
Oh, dude, this girl was a bit above that. So we get there and we walk inside, and this is when the metal detectors were at the entrance, like right when you walked in. Mm-hmm. And we get up there and she goes, "Shit," and I go, "What's wrong?" She's like, "I can't go in." And we'd already got the tickets. I'm like, "What do you mean you can't go in?" She's like, "I have my gun." I'm like,
right?
I go, "You what?" And she goes, "I have my gun." I'm like, "Well, did you expect this date to go poorly? Like what?" She goes, "No, I just carry it everywhere I go." And she's wearing like skin tight jeans and a shirt, and then she's busty, but there's nowhere for her to hide a gun. And I go, "Where is it?" She's like, "Oh, I keep she's like, my service revolvers, it's on my back." Uh-huh. And so literally, we go over to the little lockers at the entrance, walk over there, and I kid you not, she pulls out her piece, puts it in her purse, and puts it in the locker. I was like, well, this date is I'm probably not getting any tonight because you you came prepared.
Dude, I was deathly afraid that my trip to Houston My backpack that I took, I use that when I go out shooting and stuff like that.
Yeah, like there would be bullets or some shit in there.
I unloaded this bag twice and checked every pocket to make sure I didn't have a fucking round rolling around in there or an extra knife.
I've had that
because
happen.
I've got a variety of sizes and hidden places for. And I was like, I don't want to be that guy, because you always hear about that guy, like you know, on the news, like Wednesday night, some dumbasses at LAX, and you're like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
I literally, I had that happen to me at TSA once, where right when I went to put my bag on the fucking roller, I opened it up to put my laptop in, and my pocket knife was still in there, and I was like, you have that moment of like, what the fuck am I gonna do?
Yeah.
Like, holy shit. So I grabbed my stuff off the roller real quick, and I just jumped out of line. And the guy's like, where are you going? I'll go, dude, I got to go to the bathroom. And I went in the bathroom, and I fucking dumped it in the trash. Because
a friend of ours
I was like, I'm fucked otherwise, you know?
Had her multi-tool in the bag, and that turned into a big old fucking thing.
Oh, I've had that happen before.
Yeah.
Her dad had that happen. We went to Angel Stadium. Right. We went through the metal detectors, and fully had that happen as well. So.
Yeah. Normally when I go to shows now with a couple of buddies of mine, Dave and Kevin, like they have to remind me, like, dude, you gotta fucking take all the knives out. And I'm like, oh shit, that's right. Because you know, sometimes they're strapped to my boot, and sometimes they're in the small of my back, and I like to be prepared. You know, because you never did you ever see when they tried to kill the fucking zombie with a steak knife and it just broke off? You need a real knife.
I'm just getting visions of like a cheesy 80s movie where everyone pulls out their knives and pieces. I'm like a mound of shit on the table.
I'm like the fucking dwarves, dude, in the fucking Hobbit. I'm pulling them out of my beard and shit.
Yes.
They're around my fucking neck. You know, it's like they're fucking everywhere. So, it's definitely a big concern when I go to shows now is to remove all the weapons.
Well, you got to be careful about that because you never know how much heat you could possibly be packing. You know, we went, what was it? My buddy Scoggins and I ended up at a club one night, and this fool had like all his work shit on him, and they like lost their minds when he's like, "Why do you have a knife?" He goes, "It's my Gerber. Like, I just got here from work." And they're like, "You can't bring that knife in here. What are you trying to kill somebody?" He goes, It's like a set of pliers.
Dude, there was a kid, high school senior, like honor roll student, was working in a fucking grocery store, you know, and you always have a box cutter.
Yeah.
Fucking forgot that shit on him, dude. And I think he got expelled. It turned into a court case.
Like he took it to school and they freaked out?
Yeah, you know, he just forgot he had this fucking stupid... And it was just like one of those little... It wasn't even a good box cutter.
It's like a plastic
It's like the plastic one, you know, the blades kind of break off.
Yeah.
So lame.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
You could take a plane with one of those, from what I understand, though. Like it's a So it's been a while since we've.
Long while.
It's been a while. It's been a while since we've had a guest on the show, but we do have a guest tonight, and we have a very special guest, a friend of the show. Melissa, would you like to step in and say hello if you would, and jump into your microphone?
Mel.
Come on, Mel, jump on in.
Come on, get in here.
Don't be shy. That's the whole reason you're here tonight.
God damn it. No, I was just going to be a quiet observer in the background.
You got to get closer to the mic. Nobody can hear you.
That's a good thing.
Mel's being shy. So, Steve, we have this ongoing issue with the show where Steve talks about these poop texts that he gets all the time.
Sweet baby Jesus.
And Mel is the person that sends those texts to Steve.
Yes, yeah.
So, Mel, you told me you could talk about your side of the story on that. Why don't you go ahead and tell me a little bit about that?
Oh, no, I just do it because it bugs the shit out of him.
It drives me fucking crazy. And
Oh,
she
yeah?
fucking knows it. Like,
yeah.
I did talk about why I don't like hearing that, right?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that on the last episode.
Yeah,
if you're
so-
curious, just go download episode 80, and you can hear Steve talk about poop and vagina.
So once I express this, and normally nothing bothers me, but like Mel got wind of this and just like latched onto this, you know. And haven't you sent me pictures of like your feet in the fucking stall? You know, you're like,
Yes.
He's like, I'll fucking drop. He's like, I just ate. What
Chipotle or-
I just ate crackling oat bran right now.
Oh.
I'm taking a big old shit, and you're like, "You filthy ass woman, what is wrong with you?" You're like,
It's the only thing I have on you.
"It is true." So one of the only things.
Okay,
that,
so
like,
how
makes
did this
me
start? Please explain.
Oh, I don't even know anymore. It's been so long
It's been
ago.
a long time.
Was it
17 years at least?
Like, did you had a flip phone that you were taking pictures with to begin with, or what? Like, because it's off. Did you have?
That's a long time ago.
I don't think it was. I don't think it was that long ago.
So I had this pager.
I would send, every time I was pooping, I would send him like 600 or 9000.
No,
Yeah,
I think when the
definitely.
smartphones started coming in is when he started getting me photos.
And you got your first poop picture on that night?
I never sent him a poop picture.
No, I would be like, "There's a fucking line." I wouldn't even text back. I would fucking call back, and I don't fucking call people.
No,
I'd be like, "Dude, what the fuck is wrong with you?
You know what's
okay,
great
you
is-
just crossed the line."
Have you ever actually called Steve? Because I'm like, I need to actually physically talk to Steve, and it's all ring, 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 ring. Goes to voicemail. The fuck. Call it, text him. Hey, dude, I need to talk to you. Ring, 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 ring. What? And you're like, it's a phone. So what do you want? I just need to talk to you about something. Okay, we'll talk. What
Well,
are
at
you
least
waiting
I
for?
picked up after the first. I've gone fucking days without hearing from your ass, and you're like, "Oh, dude, I've been like."
Dude, I get buried.
Yeah, I'm like,
Here's the problem, though. It's like when you're in a theater, like, there is a special rule that your phone is not allowed to work inside a theater for whatever reason. So it's like I'll walk out of being in, like, a theater for 8 hours, and I shit you not, my phone goes fucking haywire with text messages and beeps.
I'm sure I'm a bunch of them.
Oh, yeah. Every day, dude. Fucking the alerts. Between you and my mom, like, just so you know, that's the level you're at.
Yeah.
You and my mom.
Well,
So she wants to call and tell me stories about people I don't fucking know.
well, it's like when I go fucking hiking, I put it on airplane mode.
Right.
So fucking this last Sunday, I hiked Cucamonga Peak up by Mount Baldy, and my message in the fucking first thing in the morning at 4:00 in the morning was, "I'm ready to adopt a baby girl.
Okay.
Wait.
I'm going to name her Maverick Isabella Texas Ranger." And we're going to have fucking tea parties, and we're going to throw tomahawks, and we're going to shoot guns. Jennifer's not on board. Vincent wants 2 brothers, 3 sisters, and a stormtrooper.
What the fuck?
Victor wanted Sasquatch. And Sydney, my daughter, is like, "I am the only princess. Fuck that."
I don't understand what's going on here.
So, like, I'm like literally ready to adopt another child. I don't know what's gone over me.
I'm guessing.
And then I fucking send that shit, and then I put it on airplane mode. When I got down from that fucking mountain, dude, holy shit. On the fucking goddamn, I had people sending me fucking DMs. They were commenting on the fucking post, the fucking likes and the hearts and the fucking, if they had a crazy symbol, which they need, they would have had that too.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That is absolutely fantastic.
That's like planned chaos.
I love them when they're little babies. When they get past that part, it's when they start fucking mouthing off. Then you're like, okay, I'm done with your ass.
By the way, you guys, speaking of Facebook, I have figured out a way to get back on my end of the apocalypse thing because I think I'm ready again because I don't give a fuck anymore as far as like what other people think.
Right.
So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to write I'm just going to literally pick it up.
God, for a second there, I had to remember what the fuck
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
talking
because I
about.
stopped at day 69. And so I
Yeah.
think what I'm going to do is whatever day we're at, it's going to be like day 212. I'm going to be, I awoke.
Yeah.
I have traveled through time. And I'm going to do like a 2-week Back to the Future thing where it's like
Nice.
the future has totally changed.
I'm looking forward to this.
So-
Did you read these posts, Mel, when he was doing it?
I
Oh, you
haven't
don't
been
do
on
Love these things.
Facebook. In the beginning of the year, when this new apocalypse started,
The new one?
When our erstwhile president took control,
he had these daily posts that
they were like small. It started out very simple. Like the first one was a paragraph,
Yeah.
and then every day the story got bigger and bigger about how I was prepping for the apocalypse since everybody was running around like with.
it was actually an amazing story.
So
And
I
it
really
just-
just need to go look at his page.
Yeah, so if you go look at my
Okay.
page, like it started out with me fighting against the lizards, and then because the lizards were taking control, and then the wind, I did like a happening thing. So I kept just grabbing from movies for a long time.
The problem was he had to do too much research watching the news to add to this story, and it started taking him into dark places.
It wasn't so much the dark places as the people that got upset about it.
Right.
I think Belle wants to step outside real quick, and because my wife just walked in and is grabbing her, and they're smiling like only women do. So,
but those were good stories, man. You should. That sounds like a good idea.
I think so, and I think
like
I had this Back to the Future moment where I'm like, I have to get back in time, and somebody suggested I go and stop Trump from being president, and I'm like, I'm not interested in that. I just want to go back to day 69.
Right.
But I think I've got a new story arc planned, and I think it'll be fun. So, but instead it'll be Back to the Future. It'll be Back to the Past. So.
I'm actually. I'd like to erase the last. What year are we right now?
2017.
I would like to erase the last 18 years. I'd like to go back to the 90s. Thank you.
Oh man, well,
it was a better time.
I would like to wear flannels again. That'd be great.
Fuck yeah, dude. We could all go to like clowning school again and stuff. Remember that, dude? We're all gonna get like our fucking. Oh wait, I do have my nose pierced now.
And we can all listen to like what's that song? It's like "Kiss Me Out on the Moonlit Floor"
and swing dance in your garage.
Let's not do that again though.
Remember when that had that little comeback there? Between swing dancing and ska music.
It's that year we all forget about.
It was great though.
It was
great. It was fucking great though. It was more fun.
It was definitely.
It was a lot more fun, man. So
well, I had some fun on Monday night while you were at Disneyland. We went to what was it? It's there is the top 101 restaurants of Southern California, or specifically LA, that comes out every year, and it's what's the guy's name? Anthony Bourdain, I want to say.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
I watched
it's
the
like
show.
this big hottie, hootsy tootsy thing that they do every year.
And Anthony Bourdain hates L.A. So if he finds something good in L.A.,
Jonathan Gould, there we go. It's Jonathan Gould. Sorry, same premise.
I have a friend on that list.
Yeah, well, it's like the food on it is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
So I Steve, you'll appreciate it first off because I had the best cut of prime ribeye that I've ever had in my life. So this event was $135 a ticket. And it's essentially a tasting of all these top, things, top restaurants. But they also had like all these top wineries and top breweries there. So on top of it was the Martini Bar was brought to you by Knob Creek. And so they had their top shelf stuff there. So you get martinis or old fashions. It was all the alcohol was included in the price of your ticket.
Yeah.
So
that's cool. Fuck.
Dude, it was fucking more than worth the price of admission. Out of all of the top restaurants, what do you guys think the longest line at the fucking Jonathan Gould's 101 Best of LA was?
Korean fucking tacos.
No, it was Billy Ray's fried chicken.
Oh no shit!
Because,
fucking A.
Yeah, literally you can go to Billy Ray's and get a bucket of chicken there, and order a chicken for like $12. This fucking line was like 50 people deep.
Wow.
It's the only thing we didn't do because
they got fucking dick for fried chicken in this fucking state. Good luck trying to find some good stuff.
I would agree with that for the most part, but these guys they do it to the temperature you want, and so but yeah, we had like these great cuts of prime rib. There was I've never had Ethiopian food before, and there was this one guy or one woman that had her.
Do they have food?
Dude, their food is fucking hearty. It's like, Steve, you would love it because it's like beef cuts, but it's like with the most like wonderful flavor on the planet. Like
friend of mine went to Ethiopia for like about a month.
Well, why are they so skinny?
Yeah, they're not anymore.
Then he proceeded to piss out his ass for about 2 months after that. So, yeah,
that's the gift that keeps on giving, right?
He said, "Hey, when the tribal elder, they offer you that, who knows what the fuck that is? You eat it,
Right.
So he ate it, and he said it wasn't a good idea.
Well, we're standing in line. Of course, my wife. And us being theater people, we always make friends with the first two gay people we find. Like, it always happens for whatever reason.
Theater people are gay?
Yes, from time to time, yes. But these two wonderful gentlemen, they were totally like her. She has a set of gay uncles, Steve and Dan, who are like they bring the best like champagne.
Didn't I meet them?
Yes, multiple parties they've been here. Yeah, for sure. Totally a blast everywhere we go. And they've got they own like a shitload of property in Redlands. But anyways, these two guys in line behind us.
Fiscally conservative.
I know, they are. Very much so. Very much so. But the guy in line behind me, the first thing he comes out of his mouth, he's like, oh, my God. He's like, this has turned into such a hipster event. He's like, we're like standing in line for ramen. Do you realize that? And from from there, I had my new best friend. Like, this guy is fucking genius. So some of his things included, I go, did you try Billy Ray's chicken? He goes, why would I stand in line behind 50 people for something I could get at Ralph's for $12? He's all, you do realize that the Spago was right next door with no line, and I went there 9 times.
Yeah.
Hey, fucking around.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I go, did you try the alcohol? He goes, every bit of it. It's like, did you like, some of his quotes throughout the night were like fantastic, and it's like at one point because we stood in line with them when we got in because they were checking everybody's tickets and making sure you're not carrying weapons because that's like the world we live in now. Yeah. But when we got inside, we'd run into them like every now and then we saw them right at the end of the night. And so he was like, my husband wants this little pamphlet thing that they gave out at the front, and I don't really fucking care about it. So I told him I went to look for one, but what I really did was come over here to eat. And so we get back over, and he's all, come with me. You can come say goodbye to Tim. And we're like, okay, sure. And he's like, you're my excuse for being gone for 20 minutes. So it was like our new friends that we met throughout the night. But like, surprisingly, like when she first told me we were doing, I'm like, that does not sound like fun.
Right.
Like, nothing about this sounds fun. The minute we walked in, I was like, we walked into the perfect room for Ron, where it was like, we made a left, and there was like, oh, this kind of like, there was a DJ in this room. I'm like, not interested. I make a left into the next room. There is the full bar. There's 6 breweries, and all of them have 4 different types of beer. Oh. And I was like, I don't have to pay for any of this? And she's like, no, it's in your ticket. I'm all, oh, greatest day ever.
Right?
And it was like,
that's fucking cool.
And so I literally hit every brewery, had a beer from every brewery.
And they're like, would you like to sample our Skanky Beaver? It's very hoppy. I'd be like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, man. You give me a fucking Coors Light.
One of my favorite beers of the night was called Pinky's Out. So it was,
no. Figures.
No, dude, but it was, like, here's the thing. Like, the breweries, like these are all like great craft breweries, you know, and they all the beer was different from every brewery, and like you had a good lager and a good, you know, like a good IPA, and then but this one, they're like, oh, this is our 5-year anniversary beer, and it was called, let me see your bottle, can I take a picture of it? I have to get a Pinky's Out so I can send Steve a picture of it. The fucking bottle does not say Pinky's Out on it. It doesn't even have, guys, it doesn't say Pinky's Out. How would I know that this is the beer? They're like, oh, well, it's our anniversary beer. I'm all, no, you're fucking up my joke. I don't think you understand. I'd had a few beers at that point. Right. So we get upstairs, and this is Chris's room upstairs. It's in L.A. near, I want to say it's MacArthur Park over there. And it's an old Elks Lodge that's been turned into like this grand hall. It's gorgeous, like all this wood and everything. They have a fucking 25-piece big band with 2 singers upstairs entertaining the upstairs crowd, which is where all the high-end liquor was, along with the desserts area. And there's all these tables on the side.
That does sound like my room.
Dude, it was...
I thought you were going to say the barbecue is up there.
No, there was no good, legit barbecue.
Oh, then I don't need to be there. The beer's great, but...
In one of the other rooms, they had a 3-piece jazz quartet that was just sitting in there playing. Like, every room you went into was something a little different. And it was like... and they had all these little tables in every room. And some of the samples were like this. They had a whole oyster... Like, was it Providence, which was in the #1 restaurant in L.A. for 4 years? Oyster bar. People just going up and getting oysters, and I'm like, I don't get oysters.
And this is in L.A.?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fucking, you know, he's not talking about those fucking Harvey Weinstein jerking off into a fucking ice bucket over by the oyster bar.
Funny about that, because this is like one of those events that you get a lot of like interesting people at. So there was a lot of like obviously wealthy gentlemen and their much younger wives there. And Elena and I had a wonderful time all night long, like gawking at like the obviously 50-year-old man with his super hot 25-year-old girlfriend / wife. You know, it was like a lot of that.
Well, I've told you guys before, I've had people mistake Sid
for your wife
as my younger girlfriend and shit. And I actually had somebody say, they're like, well, this is LA. That's
normal, dude.
It's fucking, you know, right? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess.
And then we played that game of who's got the money. Because you're like, that dude's fucking ugly as sin.
Right.
And his girl is banging hot. Yeah. Holy shit. And you're like, he's got the money.
Yeah, you know? I've seen that in Vegas before, and you're like, all right.
Yeah.
Like, Something's not fucking adding up here.
Well, what was fun was as the wife got drunker and fuller throughout the night, like my dad was like, "Oh, did you guys dance to the big band?" I'm all, "We were so full, there was no dancing."
No, there
I
was like
gained
put us
9
in a
pounds
cart
that day. Jesus Christ. Like the security guy was like totally checking Elena out, and I was all, psst, psst. I'm all, the security guy was checked you out like 6 times. I'm all, he's talking to his friend over there on the other side, and they're looking at you, and she's like, "No, they're not. Stop, like in that only drunken way people can, or inebriated, not like."
He fucking looks over. She's got like a fucking chicken leg hanging out of her fucking mouth. What? Okay.
So we had, but have you ever like you talked about nailing like people like lesbians checking out Sid? I nailed the security guy because he was like talking to his buddy, and I fucking read lips because I don't hear well in large crowds, so I've taught myself to read lips over the years. And so literally I hear the guy looking at like a side eye on Elena going, and he literally said, "I would wear her as a hat." To which I'm I'm like watching him, and then at a certain point he like is looking at like if I'm staring at him, he's looking at her, and he looks at me, and I mouth to him, I'm all, "I can read lips." And he got this big Cheshire cat grin on his face and was all gonna kind of give me the slow nod and like turned away.
That's awesome.
Only the thing that happens between men. Like I'm like, go ahead, look at her. I don't care, but it's like it's enough. You've had your
drink of
your
water,
gawk, as it were. But yeah, man. So okay, time to get to some actual nerd stuff. Now that we've deviated, we need to talk a little bit about Walking Dead, guys. Walking Dead just came back.
Walking Dead.
Oh yeah.
100 episode.
We didn't talk about your show.
Oh, we didn't talk about my show.
Todd and I went to go see Ron's show out
I think
in LA.
Jen and I are coming up. We're going to go see it here in the next
well, I won't
week
give you
or
any
so,
spoilers.
so.
I don't want you to,
Well, he's very familiar with fucking.
It was a joke.
Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah, a little bit.
I know I'm not spoiling anything.
Yeah, what'd you think, man?
It was a really fun show. It's a really small space, and I tend to like those kind of like black box style shows. So yeah, we had a good time. I don't know. I'm not sure what else to say about the show.
That's all I get. Wait.
I don't want to spoil anything.
Hold on. He goes, "We got to talk about your show." It was all right.
No.
It's really good.
I don't want to spoil anything. I will say that
you cannot spoil anything.
There were many times where Todd and I would look at each other in the middle of the show and it's like, fucking Ron's jokes, dude. Like the characters would say something and we're just like, oh Jesus. Like that's got Ron written all over it.
I'm a firm believer that you need to have, especially in a horror movie, you need to have moments of levity to allow the audience to breathe.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm like, nobody's out there just fucking rolling punchline after punchline.
And they were genuinely funny.
But if you have a moment that's a little awkward, like you get a good laugh out of your audience, it relieves tension, and then a minute later you fuck somebody up, like it throws people off their guard.
It was funny, because remember the movie Krampus?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
When you saw the fucking commercial, they really made it seem like a comedy.
But it was
It
not.
looked very funny, but it was not.
No.
It was a horror movie. And unfortunately, though, they showed all the funny crap in the commercials.
That is unfortunate.
So when you're watching the movie, those moments were blown out already.
Right.
You're like, wow, this is really fucking dark.
Right?
Like even at the end, you go, okay, wow, fuck, man, whoa, wrap that fucker up.
I love that movie. Like I thought it was great,
dude. I thought it was cool.
It was not. It was not. I went into it thinking it was going to be a comedy, and then it turned out to be like this, like hardcore horror film.
I didn't see it when it came out in the theater. I actually just watched it last Christmas.
Oh,
it was
yeah,
on cable, and I put the whole family to bed, and then I was like, oh look, it's just starting. Fuck it, I'll sit up and watch this. And I got to tell you, man, I to the end. I was like, that was a fucking pretty good scary movie, but I was like, I could have swore they fucking billed this as a fucking comedy, I was like, especially with what's his name from fucking Anchorman, was in it and shit, and even what's her name, the lady who plays her mom, she's been known to be pretty funny in some movies, which I think she's got a new movie coming out called The Three Billboards.
I saw that, dude.
Fuck,
looks good, right?
That looks fucking really good,
legit, man. Legit.
Yeah.
So my favorite moment of the show, I didn't want to get in the Krampus way, but my favorite moment is they're like trying to fortify the house, and they say, one dude says, there's a TV up here. Why don't you come up here and help me with it? So they go off stage, and like a minute or two later, the little dude who went to go help him with his TV comes walking back in, holding it with one hand with the handle. And it's like, and we're looking at it like, why the fuck did he need help? Did he like get a handy up there, or what is going on with that?
Was that fucking code?
In my defense, we had originally blocked in a much larger TV, but we discovered that it took up too much fucking room.
No, it was a very intimate space.
Well,
so
there's a lot
makes
of
sense.
there's a lot of tight. It's tight, and so originally, like he goes, "Hey, I found food." He even says, "Like I found food and shit up there," but he brings nothing in with him because it was like we brought all this shit on stage, and then we had nowhere to put it. Was the problem? We're like, it just gets in the way, so we just fucking cut it all.
You know what? I was gonna post a selfie of me with the dead body before the show.
Nice.
So hopefully they encourage people to do that because everybody was really shy about that.
Well, we have an actor and she's out.
I was trying not to spoil it.
Oh, sorry. Well,
I was trying
at this
to
point,
get him to do it.
Nobody can tell if it's like a fucking person or not.
It's pretty legit.
And she just literally sits there motionless, and she's been instructed that if anybody fucking comes up to take a picture with her, to like interact with them. And at this point, nobody has come up to take a picture with, even though we've been take a picture with the dead body. Nobody
as soon as
has.
he said, "You guys should go take a like," that's a fucking real person. That's somebody. And you can see the hand looked real, and I'm like, it's possible it's a dummy, but.
So how did you like my cops?
Okay, so the main sheriff dude, he was okay, but this other guy was like way beyond Gump, and we like Todd and I looked at each other, and I'm like, that dude's like genuinely special, like that guy's Simple Jack, and they gave him a part because he hangs out with somebody at the show. Apparently not. He's just a fucking great actor.
This guy, like Vinny, has 7 lines in the show, and he goes, "Ron, I really like. I want to make him like literally." He goes, "I want him to be sort of like a retarded guy that survived the apocalypse because he hangs out with the sheriff, who's kind of an idiot as well. And just because they have guns, he's like the idiot." And I'm all, "Vinny, you got 7 lines. I don't give a fuck what you do. Like, how about it, dude?"
Yeah, it's a total like bit part.
It's like a throwaway walk on at the
Totally
end of the
walk-on.
show, and he like comes
Steals
on
the show.
And that's everyone keeps asking me like, "Where did you find this guy? Is he like special needs? Like, what's going on?"
He nailed it, dude.
And I'm like,
he goes full retard.
he goes, well, he's not
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god, what?" But he's like, "What?"
right.
It's like, and somebody said to me like, "Well, don't you think it's a bit much?" I go, "Let me ask you a question. Do you remember him?" And they're like, "Well, yeah." And I go, "Dude's got 7 lines in the show, and you remembered him.
Right.
Like he's doing something right, you know?
Yeah.
Like he made a memorable performance out of nothing. It's a
Yes,
bit
he did.
comedic, you know, in that I'm all, but it's the end of the show at that point. Like nobody cares, you know? It's like." Usually you would just be like, "Oh, Fortinbras showed up," and
Right.
no one cares about the end of Hamlet once Hamlet's dead.
Right.
So, but did you get any blood spray on you?
No, we were up at the top.
Oh, okay.
We were up at the top. But I didn't tell anybody this. On the way home, so we're driving, and you know, as LA drivers are, they're fucking assholes. So we're cruising along, and we're not going slow. You know how I drive. I drive pretty quick. And some douchebag comes barreling up on us, and he's right up on my ass, like to the point where I can't even see his headlights because he's that close to my car. And I'm like, what a fucking asshole. And then he like whips into the carpool lane, goes around me, and starts taking off. And literally 2 seconds later, woo! And Todd and I lost our goddamn minds because we've been waiting for 30 fucking years to see that moment.
Sure. Yeah.
Every time you see some asshole, it's like, where the fuck are the CHPs to get this guy? And it never, ever happens. It was the greatest part.
They're there to
of the
nail
night.
me for going 7 miles over the fucking speed limit.
Right.
But
And
they
this-
don't stop the Fast and the Furious. They just
Yes.
cut across 4 lanes of fucking traffic. You know,
It's exactly what it was.
Yeah,
You like
That's-
me-
it was
that's
like-
a special moment.
Oh
That
my
is a
God,
special
it was
moment.
like me getting a ticket around the corner from my house
Right.
for
Oh,
only half
yeah.
stopping.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, every night at like 12:30, somebody in this neighborhood peels through my neighborhood at like 60 miles an hour
Right.
around that corner. Or the more than dozen times that I fucking watched a car hit the tree in the median in front of my house because of that turn, which at 4:30 in the morning is awesome, by the way.
Right.
But yes, that is a special, special moment.
Really just like one of those things. I'm like, my God, I feel like I could die a happy man right now.
Where is your show going on again?
We're at the Archway Studio Theater in it's in Toluca Lake technically, but I mean Toluca Lake, Burbank, North Hollywood are all like right there next to each other.
Now go early. There's a Mexican place down the street.
Mucho Mas is like 2 doors down.
Which was pretty legit, dude.
And, like it's really good stuff right there.
And they took care of us really well.
Yeah. Or if you're done, there's a bar right next door at the end of the show called The Other Door. That's fantastic as well. They got pool tables and.
Yeah, I think we're setting up to go see it.
Yeah,
the wife is kind of behind this.
Yeah,
so
if you do, and I mean, I've had a bunch of people go so far. So Chris went second weekend, which on a 6-week run is generally our lightest attended.
Yeah, that's fine.
And it was still I looked at the numbers for the weekend, and we still had a good weekend, and
that's
it's
cool.
like they were at 60% capacity over the weekend.
Yeah,
after being sold out to the 3 shows opening weekend. So
nowadays it's so great. There's. It used to be like kind of a special thing for like the Hollywood Forever to do like Night of the Living Dead in the cemetery. Now that shit's going on fucking everywhere.
Yeah,
I get constant texts from people. There's Hellraiser playing at this theater.
Right.
Exorcist at that theater, or shows going on like like what you're doing, or like Reanimator the musical, or Evil Dead the musical, and it's like fuck, dude. There is so much to do this month, and I hope you get really good.
Well, I think our feedback's going so well after we're going to get done with this year, and we're going to see about making it a yearly thing down in LA. So it's not that I would say wait a year to go see it, like go see it this year, and then if you like it, we can come back and do it again next year. Right. But the only downside was the night Chris went, they broke the special effect for the gunshot into the head the night before. So they still have to, hopefully they have it repaired by
you were very proud of that.
I was, and it looked great opening
And I was
weekend.
watching for it because I knew it was there. I'm like, I got to see this effect.
And it was not there. Bummed me out.
I didn't see it.
But did you? Was there enough good blood splatter for you, dude?
There was some pretty good blood splatter.
Good.
I will say that, which is hard to do when you're that close.
Yes, to make it look convincing.
It's like Addams Family, where it's just like fucking pouring out.
I wish.
During fucking Macbeth.
Here's the thing. If I were to do it again, I would literally put a warning on it ahead of time and be like, and hand out ponchos and shit.
It's
and
like
I would just
show.
Go for it. But the problem is people get butthurt about shit like that.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Like they get like very upset when you splatter on them. They're like, I want to see it splatter. But it's like, well, you're not behind a fucking like bulletproof glass, you're not in a little box. Like,
are they not Gallagher
that night
fans?
They're gonna fucking take a face shot from the fucking guy that works down at Home Depot, but you can't take a little fucking fake blood. All right.
Wait, does he work at Home Depot, or is he one of the guys in front that Chris is afraid of going to a
similar consistency.
¿Cómo estás, Robajo? Chris is like, no zombies, no Mexican zombies, no.
That's why you have a problem with fucking Fear of the Walking Dead.
That's got to be it. Here, I was wondering why it didn't click with me, and that could be it.
It all makes sense.
It all comes back now. Well, so we got to talk about the 100th Walking Dead, but before we do that, let's talk about, real quick, I just want to talk about the end of the season for Fear the Walking Dead.
You're going to have to talk about this because I set the fucking shit out, dude.
Dude, okay, so I will tell you, it came back again and redeemed itself. Yeah. So, like...
It gets like one fucking episode out of 6, though.
Okay.
Oh, dude,
I really would love to have the people on Facebook chime in on this. I'm going to post something. What do you think of the end of this season of The Walking Dead? Because Ron claims it's great. Fear the Walking Dead.
Great. I said it redeemed itself.
Oh, okay.
So, look, they introduced...
I'm doing it right now.
They introduced sort of like this trading post. I don't know if they did that in the front half of the season. I don't think so. So there's like this trading post in between like in between the dam in Mexico and wherever they were in New Mexico or southern Arizona at that farm. So it's like right on the border, and it's like an old soccer stadium. And what had happened was a motorcycle gang had taken over it, the Proctors, and they had basically like turned it into a trading post. Like people live there. They have
Barter Town.
Kind of, dude. It fucking is. It's dope as shit.
That's kind of cool.
So and then on the way you first get in, you see there's all these people chained to the fences with fucking weapons, and they're killing zombies as they get close to the thing. So they're just clearing zombies constantly. And what it is anybody that like owes a debt to the Proctors, the way they have to pay it off is they get sent out to the wall for a certain amount of time.
Okay.
So basically when they die, like they just fucking roll it out and stick somebody new in there. So, but it's like towards the last 2 episodes of the season, you meet the head of the motorcycle gang, and he's fucking dope. Like
it's fucking Opie.
It's not. If it was Ron Howard, that'd be great. No, I'm just kidding. I know Opie I got it. Anyways,
but
I'm with you. But yeah, man. So it's like, and then they have a big showdown over the fucking dam. Lots of good stuff. We get rid of more dead weight. of characters.
Oh, good.
Fantastic. You know, I don't want to ruin who dies.
Do you watch this show? No.
I got through the first season, and then I was like, yeah.
It's painful.
The
It's
first
fucking
season was
painful,
the worst.
man.
Fucking
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. That second season was pretty awful. That's the season where I gave up. Was second season.
I will say this: the third season.
Are they on the third season?
They are,
already?
and the third season.
Surprisingly, we thought for sure it'd been fucking canceled by now, man.
We were hoping.
Yeah.
But the third season really redeemed itself. It like really went out of its way to redeem itself. Because look, once again, I'm on my rewatch of The Walking Dead that I do in every October. I got a little bit of a late start, so I'm only like on season 2 right now. But fuck, man, there's some rough episodes in season 1 and 2. Like when they made the cholos at the fucking the old nursery home or whatever nursery the nursing home. He's all Charlie Holmes, like I'm the janitor. And
Like
he's all,
stereotypical.
yeah, and I'm like,
Jesus.
dude, who are these guys in Atlanta? Like, wouldn't they be black guys if they're in Atlanta? You know, or like some redneck boys, like Charlie Holmes, like we're prototypical Mexicans, like we're at this nursing home. Me and Flaco. It's like, yeah, but
Didn't make a lot of sense.
No. But there was, but at the same time, it's like, you get through certain episodes of the regular show that aren't so good. But this season 3 of Fear is probably
watchable.
I'd say it's better than your worst seasons of the Mothership show.
You're out of your mind.
Oh, dude.
You are out of your goddamn mind. I'm going to Facebook again. I'm gonna edit what I just posted.
I'm just saying that the show has redeemed itself in interesting ways, and I legit think that they are setting up Madison to be a bad guy.
God damn, I wish something would eat her, man.
It's not gonna happen.
She's the fucking worst.
But
It's
she's
the mom.
Oh yeah, she is
couldn't
annoying
fucking
as fuck,
stand-
dude.
Not only did I find her character sucks, I think her acting is fucking even worse. I think the writing compounds it all. Like in the first season, like you just killed your friend and coworker / boss with a fire extinguisher. Okay? And you go home like, man, it was kind of a rough day. Well,
Yeah.
I
I just bashed somebody's head in.
Yeah, I just splattered their fucking brains all over the floor because he was trying to eat me. I had a rough day.
Just so you know,
guys want to you want to make fucking dinner?
Just so you know, because of the podcast, the show I directed, Night of the Living Dead, I fucking made notes about stuff like that.
Oh, good.
So
man.
it was like there's
so terrible.
There's moments where every time the first like zombie gets killed, like when Ben sees his first zombie kill, like he's like, what the fuck?
Right.
And his buddy's like, no man, no, it's cool. They're just things. And he's like, what? You just shot her, And it's like there's legit reactions to these moments.
And then when they fucking they blow. Well, when the strange Nicaraguan man who comes in your house and blows your fucking neighbor's brains out all over the fucking wall, you're worried about painting the wall.
Priorities,
because you're in the middle of the fucking zombie apocalypse. LA is burning around you. There's like renegade soldiers like starting to control your fucking shit, and you're worried about painting the fucking wall. I was just like, oh, God damn, I hate this fucking show. Why are you doing this to me?
Priorities, man. Some people's priorities, right?
Find the fucking paint. I don't like that character.
Well,
like
let's just say that season ended up tied up nicely enough for me that with the announcement that they made, and we'll get to Walking Dead 100, I promise, but with the announcement that they made that they're going to do a crossover between the two shows next season, I'm actually legitimately excited about it. They set up a good villain, which is the head of the Proctors.
2 words.
What's that?
Hail Mary.
No, I don't think
this is a Hail Mary. They're trying to save this show because it's a piece of shit.
I don't think they need to save it. I think they finally found their storytelling ability, and
it was funny. The first year that these guys were at Comic-Con with Fear of the Walking Dead, across the street from Comic-Con, they had a huge fucking display.
Right.
They remade the heroin church.
No
right?
shit.
Right.
It was really fucking cool. After that, it shrunk down to it was almost like
the airplane.
It was like an easy up.
It's a little inside of an airplane,
and nobody gave a fuck. Everybody was over at the Walking Dead stuff, and nobody gave a fuck about the Fear of the Walking Dead display over there. Like,
and then this year there was no display at all.
Yeah,
so
that's why we're like, dude, this has got to be going south.
Is Walking Dead still doing good?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
I was tired of that show too.
I mean, their ratings have gone down, but I mean, that show's in its 8th season.
Same shit over.
Yeah, but it was. Yeah, but that's the whole point of it, Mel.
No, dude, I got sick of reading them too.
No,
it's like, they're doing good for 2 years, and here's a new villain.
It's
blah,
the zombie
blah,
apocalypse
blah.
that never ends.
But see, this villain though is a lot. Did you get into the whole Negan story?
Yes.
So did you see the end of the?
Yes.
So you finished All Out War, and then you came to the Whisperers, which was next, and you bailed.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Once the Whisperers showed up in the books, I'm like, I'm done.
I will say that the Whisperers gets a good payoff, like everything that happens with them, and it's world changing. And then
no! I think what really did it for me was the chick licking Carl's eye socket.
Oh yeah, she was into that shit.
Yeah, that's when I was like, nah.
Steve's a little behind on the book.
I am behind on the book. You're like, hey, dude, it's a zombie apocalypse. We can do whatever the fuck we want
She
anymore.
was into it.
He popped his little cherry with his eye socket.
She how's that again? She was like, she goes, "Do you want me to go up on you?" And he goes, "What? I don't understand." And then she's like, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I'm like, that was fucking.
And you know what? Like in this fucking world too, like you're being able to pick from the crazy chicks, from the non-crazy chicks, kind of slim pickings these days.
This is
kind
true.
Of go with what
Were we
got.
talking about like today, 2017, or Walking Dead?
Walking
I agree
Dead
with that
world.
as well. No, but look, I think Fear the Walking Dead, if they're going to introduce at least one character from the Mothership show, and I think it's going to be Abraham. I think Abraham makes the most sense.
It does make sense.
And let me just say this: if Abraham joins the cast of Fear the Walking Dead, even if it's only for next season, would you watch the show again?
Why the fuck are dingleberries brown?
Right.
Fuck, of course I'd watch.
Because you love Abraham,
I love
right?
Abraham, dude.
That's what I'm saying. Hail Mary.
Oh, shit, man.
I wanted to
now, if you have Abraham, it seems like you would have to have
his family
or
Rosita,
Eugene. Yeah, because he was with his family up until that point when Eugene showed up.
Oh, I would love Eugene. More Eugene is all that I ask for. That's all that I ask for.
I don't see them doing that, though.
I can't stand that fucking character. He drives me
gets better
fucking
in the
nuts,
books, too,
dude.
though.
I love Eugene, right? Like he's business in the front, party in the rear, Steve. Come on. He is I see you like the mullet. Yeah. Like he's all about it, man. All right, so that's my Fear update. I'm gonna keep that banner alive like Chris has with
Go
Arrow.
right ahead.
So, but let's talk a little bit of Walking Dead 100. So we came back. It's all out war time. Rick finally got his shit together again, although it appears he still has not learned any lessons from the last ass kicking he got at Negan's hands. Being a little overconfident. We did get a number of Braveheart speeches this episode.
Yes, we did.
Yes. Yeah, I was definitely feeling that.
He's like, they may take our lives. And I'm like, yeah, okay, Rick. Like, simmer down.
Now, have we established they started in Georgia, so
They're
now
in Virginia.
They're in Virginia now, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Remember they were heading to DC and they never quite
you
made
want
it.
to take the fucking leather fucking trench coat off? You know what the fucking weather is like in that
What
state?
about Daryl? Like Daryl with his fucking little biker vest that he's been wearing for 7 years at this point. It's
well,
like,
that's
come on,
fucking
dude.
cool.
No.
'Cause I fucking wear that.
Look,
Makes sense in the South with that weather, right?
Right. A fucking vest, no fucking shirt. Fuck yeah, dude. Zombie apocalypse. Those people walking around with their fucking shirts tucked in. What the fuck are they doing? You don't have to do that anymore. We don't have to live by their rules anymore.
It's over.
Holy crap!
But you also would have
you gotta
duct
lose
tape sleeves though.
You gotta lose the fucking the
You'd
leather
have some
trench
sort
coat.
of like Kevlar or something on.
I think we've already talked about this a number of times, but the fact that people do not run around with arm protection everywhere they go
is bullshit.
Yeah, they're like, oh hey, look, I found some children's fucking inline skating gear. I'll wear that and look like a fucking tool. Where like you could build like cool Road Warrior shit and live in Road Warrior world and look awesome.
But furthermore, well, or you could look like all the Kingdom people. Where
they're all BMX.
They're all wearing fucking
BMX stuff.
And it's
they
like children's sizes.
They're trying to be stormtroopers, dude.
They're
Come
low-rent
on.
stormtroopers. That's what they are.
Low rent.
Those stormtroopers are basic.
Yeah.
Yep.
But And then when he's trying to hand the what's his face,
Enid.
Yeah,
and Jerry.
Jerry's my new favorite, dude. I
Oh
fucking
yeah,
love that guy.
from day one.
Oh, dude, I like giant, goofy Samoans
with an axe.
Yeah,
I love that he hands her like
big
the arm
practical
plate,
weapon.
and she uses it for the chest. It's so big because he's so big.
He's all put it on, and she's like, no.
Fucking people remind me of Mando mercs who make their armor out of trash cans and shit.
Do you feel like
trash can armor? You suck.
Do you?
Walmart.
So, how do you feel about the plan? The plan of surrounding the place with zombies and then bailing out.
It seemed to work pretty well at Alexandria.
Fair enough.
I mean,
you know what would have probably been a lot less work is if you took all those explosives and
just blew the place up.
Set the place on fire. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what we need to do? We need to go ahead and time these zombies for the next how many weeks?
Also, can we talk about the fact that Rick is literally saying, "I'm here to kill Negan," and Negan like steps out on the porch and
he doesn't shoot it.
Nobody shoots at each other.
Pop. Done. I mean, does anybody know how to use those fucking rifles that they have in their hands?
They scoped
Holy
the dude. They scoped
shit.
the dude on the fucking tree or the telephone pole. Like, was that their only bullet for that rifle? They're like, we wasted our one.
Jesus.
Our one, 22 round over here on.
It's
on
episodes
this guy.
like that. You honestly go, this is make believe. You're stretching this shit out.
This is why I don't watch it anymore.
Yeah.
No, it's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I forgive things like that because you gotta admit that moment where he was counting down and he got like 3 numbers in and then opened fire. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, but
you gotta admit that was cool.
I think he legitimately didn't want to shoot Eugene. I think that's what it came down to at the end of the day.
Maybe.
Or what's his face? The other dude who betrayed
from Hilltop.
No, not the dude from Hilltop. Fuck that guy.
That
Gregory's
guy,
a prick.
Gregory sucks, dude. That's
He's
like my
become
old
quite
boss.
quite the villain.
Such a spineless fucker, dude.
He's kind of a douchebag in that way, You're like, I legit want to kick him in the balls every time he's on screen.
Yeah. See, to me, that's another reason it's not believable. Somebody like that, they had to die a long time ago.
You think so?
Absolutely.
He's a talker, though.
Oh no. You'll in that world you will run into people now like Negan who are no longer talkers anymore.
Right.
Like, what did they say in the Fear of the Walking Dead? The old rules are over.
Right.
You know, Gregory's character's not believable. He wouldn't make it in that world.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like, honestly, it's like going back watching season 2 with Herschel telling everybody like, "This is my farm."
Right.
And you're like, dude, like nobody owns property anymore. Like nobody gives a fuck about your farm.
But look how quickly he wised up and how he had to go hit the bottle.
Yeah, it took a while though. Jesus Christ.
But
dude.
like at this point, I mean, look at Judith. I mean, that kid is like a teenager now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right? So it's been years.
Well, that
into
was
the
a
story.
flash forward.
Wait. Can we talk about the timeline a little bit with Judith? By the way, okay. So
This is a fast. They give this kid fucking protein, dude.
This
like
kid-
serious protein shakes.
So this kid's like almost like 5, right?
Yeah.
And then meanwhile, Maggie's been pregnant and she's not even showing for. Like, I'm a little confused by the timeline here. Like, she's been pregnant for a long time at this
The
point.
father's Asian,
Oh, so they don't
smaller
babies.
little feller.
Yeah,
you know.
she got a little pouch. Hides some.
Is she a kangaroo?
Well, yeah, she's like
marsupials.
British or something.
Yeah,
No,
so
she's
they've got,
Australian
like,
in real
weird-
life.
Oh well, fuck. There you go.
Yeah, you can tell. Hot girls are always
it's
Australian.
definitely like a half fucking
Makes sense.
kangaroo fucking hybrid.
If they're
creature.
hot and in film or television, they're obviously from Australia. Because that's what
That's
happens
fucking
when
true.
a bunch of prisoners all fuck each other for a long time. They make hot children. So that's
Okay.
I love fucking genetics, dude. Science.
that shit's
I love
proven.
it.
That's fascinating logic.
Did you not realize that, Mel?
Which part?
That's how genetics work. When you take 2 prisoners,
Just
and
a bunch of inbreeding,
Yeah.
and they'd end up somehow magically being hot instead
Well,
of
from what I understand,
a little
prison
fucked
sex, that's what you get. Well, they are fucked up. That's why have you watched the Hemsworth brothers like interviewed at all? They're like yes, life is good. Slam shit on the ground, you know.
Try not to.
Okay, no. You don't like the Hemsworths? You don't like Thor?
They're pretty, but
Oh my god.
I don't find them attractive.
There's the fucking brother. There's 2 of them.
There's like
3 of them.
Like a bunch of.
Well, it's like those fucking Skarsgård fucking dudes.
There's only like 2 of them, right?
No, there's the fucking there's
the dad.
Pennywise. There's the vampire fucker. There's the dad. Isn't there a 4th one?
Wait,
There's
is he
fucking 3 or
is he a
4.
vampire or a vampire fucker?
both.
Yeah, that guy will fuck anybody and anything. Did you watch that show?
I did.
Oh yeah, man.
It's great.
Yeah.
You know when I bailed out? Remember when he was banging the chick in the fucking shipping container that season?
The sister?
That was like the third one.
No, that was
third
like
season.
That was season 5, I think.
I bailed out on that show a long time.
I got busy with the sister.
I never finished that show. Did True Blood end well? Does anyone know?
I don't think so. No. I never even finished it.
I loved the early seasons of that show.
My wife was all about it, and it just kind of got fucking goofier and goofier.
Yeah,
and goofier
once we hit like Dionysus and that whole thing or whatever
when
that
she
was.
became a fairy, like that's when I was like, what the hell am I watching?
Everybody was
she was always
supernatural.
fairy.
Like this fucker's a werewolf. That fucker's a changeling. That one's a Bruja. It just was like.
And you had this moment where you're like, can nobody in this town just be a human at this point?
Right.
Like,
and you're like, if this is just some podunk town of fucking Louisiana, just imagine what LA's got to be like, right?
Right? Jesus Christ.
That show just lost me.
There was a lot of really great nudity in that show, though.
I mean, we got to see
Especially
fucking. Anna Paquin got down in that, dude.
Well, that's how she met her husband, and we all got to watch it. It was good times, you know. So.
She with Vampire Bill?
Yeah, her and
Oh,
they're married.
They got married.
He's on the Gifted now.
They have a kid.
Another show that I am not at all interested in watching.
Dude, I watched the pilot. I know I'm like 5 episodes behind, but I watched the pilot. It was actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
I made it 10 minutes, dude.
I haven't watched it yet. My brother's like, if you loved Legion and like all these other things in that universe, you need to watch this. So I'm like, Legion was beautiful though.
It's
You
a
liked
continuation.
Legion?
I liked Legion actually.
Fucking
when I finished
loved it. It was
I
beautiful.
felt like Legion really just was wanting
Campy.
to be so bizarre.
It
Yes,
was.
and it was.
It was beautiful.
But for bizarre sake.
You also have to understand here, Mel loved like Carnival,
Oh, Carnival's
just
a great
watched that.
show.
which is fucking bizarre. You know,
I'm just saying it seemed a little bit over the top for me.
you know,
it was.
Like at some point, is there going to be story here, or are they all just like nutty?
They're all nutty, but
Yeah.
it was beautifully shot. And
Is
it was
it
very
over?
visual.
Right, I'll give you that.
It got a second season.
Did it?
Yeah.
It just hasn't started yet, right?
No, not yet. But this,
I gave up halfway
this
through.
Gifted show, it's like the special effects are good on it, dude. It's a little dark, which I like, you know, and it's like
now he likes dark,
I do
Right?
love dark. What? Hey, now.
and then he's like, "Oh man, that just is too dark for me."
I'm just all. This is such a hipster
Was-
event.
it's
Was
fucking
it
above,
earned?
dude.
Was
What's
it
that?
earned?
Motherfucker. Like
Wait, did you see the trailer for the New Mutants?
I did. Did you see the trailer for the New Mutants?
I have
Steve?
not.
Oh,
we're gonna
looks
take
I missed
we're
this.
gonna take a quick pause. All right, so we're gonna pause real quick and we're gonna watch the trailer for the New Mutants so Steve can see it. This is a good breaking point for the show, and then we'll come back and we'll do a second episode right after this. So we hope you guys have enjoyed the show. Once again, I am Mickey's ears.
I am all of Suki's sexual partners.
And I hate sand; it gets in everything.
Mel, you got to come up with one, Mel. It's something we talked about like when you first got here. So
I'm the one that's going to be sending pictures of poop to Steve.
all right. And we hope you guys are having a nerd life crisis.
Music for the Nerdlife Crisis podcast is provided by Big Papa and the TCB. All music available at bptcb.com or at iTunes. The Nerdlife Crisis is recorded at the Inland Blue Studios. Make sure to subscribe to the Nerdlife Crisis at iTunes and like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram or Twitter at Nerdlife Crisis.